All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. This is Tales from the DJ, episode number 1. We're running a little late, some technical difficulties, but we're going to go ahead and get started with our interview with DJ Bobo.
I like that. It's kind of a scary vibe. We're not in Halloween.
All right, DJ Bobo, welcome to Tales from a DJ podcast.
Thank you, thank you.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let everybody know where you're from?
I am not the Crypt Keeper, but that's kind of cool. I should have worn my robe, my Halloween costume. No, I'm Joseph. DJ Bobo. I've been around for a couple
Oh, wait,
years.
hold on. Before you get started, you just said Halloween costume. Is that what you just said? Halloween costume?
Yeah, he said the Crypt Keeper. I've got the robe and the hood and the Sith and all that stuff. Yeah, I've got Harry Potter shit too.
Halloween costume like that?
One of them, but no, not that.
Oh,
That was for the kids. I had to be more kid appropriate.
all right. You can go. You can go ahead and introduce yourself then.
Yeah, I've been around for a couple years. I've parties, weddings. I do a trampoline park every Friday and Saturday. Sometimes I'll do a party on Saturday. I've got July 4th coming up. I'm going to be on stage in front of our entire county at our fireworks 4th of July festival. The company I'm with, Dream Entertainment, we also have the Jacksonville Ospreys. So we're now the DJs for them. And we're going to be hyping the crowd up, getting out there, doing our thing. We got our stage coming up tomorrow. No, Saturday. So we're going to be out there on stage on Saturday at the their opening baseball game. But I mean, we're all over the place. Like I said, I mix on TikTok. I built my
Oh,
podium
nice.
and stuff. So yeah, I'm good to go. I play just about everything. You tell me a couple songs, I'll figure out a way to put them together. Yeah,
So
don't start.
speaking of the podium that you built, I don't know if people can see it next to it, but this is a project that Bobo built his own place for his DJ equipment. And I don't know if you want to show it off a little bit, but this is something he hand built.
Yeah, it's right behind me. Unplug my phone. It should be fully charged. I don't have my mixer with me. I just got my controller. But it's it's completely set up. I'm gonna go around the backside. Got the little cubbies over here for my mic. I got a spot down here for all of my wires and stuff. The only thing coming out, I've got a couple of wires. It's all messy right now. But at a gig, I've got 2 wires coming out, and then to my speakers. I'll have my mixer over here, controller, computer. That's all set up and ready to go.
Yes, that is very, very nice. Looks like Busy might want to build one himself.
I'm actually going to try and build a couple of different colors just for different venues. I'll build the white one.
So
I'll build
what-
the black one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, you're fine. There's going to be a little bit of delay. That's fine. So what else do you do in life besides being a DJ?
I am a government contractor during the day. I'm a carpenter, as a matter. So it makes sense. But yeah, I do carpentry work for the government and get off at 4. Come out and just play around here. I'll take care of the house. I homeschool my kids. My wife does some schooling, but I do most of it. Top secret, yeah, Ted, you're one of them too.
Nice.
But
Yeah, Teddy says top secret. Yes.
yeah, I do have to have a good government clearance though.
Yes. As prior military myself, my job required a top secret clearance too. So I understand that.
Half the time, no one knows where I am. Yes, you're right. The other half, GPS on the truck tells them. But no,
So this here is a car project that you were working on, and I think I saw it on Facebook Marketplace for sale. Did
yes,
you end up selling it?
yes. My shop is empty. All of my high dollar parts and stuff went with it. I'm sad. It hurts, but got to make room for bigger and better. That's not going to make me money. That's it. So that's
Yes.
just going to give me smiles per gallon.
So what equipment do you use? What DJ controller do you have? What program do you use to play the music with?
It's funny because I have two computers now, and my backup computer does plugs. Sorry, garage door's open. My backup computer doesn't have any of the extra fancy stuff this one does, so I run Serato and Record Box on my backup. But the Record Box program here, I'm working on setting up my backup to mirror that one. So when if this one goes bad, I can just grab that other one and throw it up and get going. But I primarily run on Record Box. I can run Serato. I don't know a whole lot about
Makes
it, but
sense.
I can. I'm running the Flex 6, which runs Serato and Record Box. I also have two Mackie Thump 215S for the top, my top speakers. I have two. You can probably see one of them behind me. I got one Thump 118S
Yep.
right there. I got the other one over here in front of me. I got two subs, two tops, and I also run these cheapo. I got a chair in the way. The cheapo, my first speakers, I still have those, and I run 3 of those at the trampoline park just because it's such a big area. But there's one of my subs right there. I've got my other one hiding out over there, and another one I listen to when I get out in the pool. I'll take that out and plug it up and have some music out while we're all swimming.
So a lot of people know that you are down south in North Carolina, and you do get your pool time.
Always snagging pictures, yeah. And that's a Coors Light, by the way.
So, what
I
is
don't
your
remember-
favorite genre to mix?
Just 1 second. Honestly, I like mixing strange items. So I can pull the vocals out of a hip hop track and put a random country track in, or a pop track on top of hip hop beats to make it sound a little bit different. I got a couple of videos on my page that shows me doing a few of them. I just like putting random songs together, just so the crowd's like, "Wait, what did you just do? Is that what I think you just did? Oh yeah," and then they go for it. Because sometimes 10, 15 seconds of bringing in a song, people know it. But if you have background music of other songs and just vocals of the next song, people are like, it just confuses them, and it's great. So I pretty much play everything, but I prefer, I guess you could say, 2000s to present hip hop, R&B, maybe some high sauce goodness. Hip hop, R&B, maybe some slow jams. Just the older, the stuff we grew up on. I'm 40, so we grew up on that kind of stuff. I was raised in the 90s and 2000s, so I like that kind of music typically.
Older than that.
Yeah, well, it makes sense that you like and you're comfortable with the music you listened to growing up. So there's that.
So what do you find more challenging? Streaming, playing on TikTok, or your gigs at weddings or the trampoline park?
Yeah, teenagers are one thing. Weddings are another. You only get this much of a chance to do a wedding perfect and do it right. Good on the mic, good with mixing music, good with getting the perfect timing right for certain songs of when they want to do them, first dance, father daughter dance, stuff like that. But dealing with teenagers is ridiculous. I mean, hey, can I hear what? Absolutely not. Well, why not? Because I can't play it. Like I don't, and then they'll request a song. Yeah, I'll get it in. I'll get it worked in shortly. 5 minutes later, I didn't even transition to the next song. Are you gonna play my song? Can you play my song next? Can you put it on next? No, I can't. I'm running 140 beats per minute, and you want something at 95 beats per minute. I can't do it. Not gonna happen. I just I read one of my first gigs. It was a teenage party. The husband contacted me and said he wanted, because he was trying to start up a teenage nightclub, 8 to midnight. I was like, perfect. Let me get a teen approval list. And my kids, they're not really sheltered, but they're sheltered enough to where they're not gonna. I mean, they're starting to open up to what I play at altitude, but they were more of Maroon 5 and Shania Twain, stuff like that. They were playing newer-ish music, but it wasn't horrible hip hop, bitches and hoes and stuff like that. It was more good topics. Maroon 5, Ed Sheeran, stuff like that. And then they turned around at the party. When I got there, I had everything set up. I was good to go. I started playing Baby Got Back, which was about as extreme as I wanted to go. And then his wife comes up to me, and she's like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, music? No. Play whatever the hell they want to request. And she turns around and walks off. Like, she gets in my face and tells me that. I'm like, you know what? Okay. I'm playing the bitches and hoes. I'm playing gangster shooting this, shoot 'em up that, carrying my Glock and my Gat. I'm just like, no. And that right there was the only thing that broke my, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. But you play what you feel is comfortable for the crowd. But kids nowadays, I mean, shit, we were kids. We were growing up listening to the unedited stuff. But I can't play that at the trampoline park, but I can play it at mom and pop's nightclub that they want to try and start. I don't know. It just confused me. Like it didn't really break me, but I was more like, well, it made me come to a realization that these kids are just like us growing up with just different style music. Like we were listening to Biggie Smalls and Puff Daddy and 3-6 Mafia, where these guys have Travis Scott. He's weird by himself, but he has his own unedited style. And Saweetie and all of them have their gross stuff. But Slob on My Knob was one of our favorite songs. So we kind of went with it. I kept on going. It's a newer style.
Yeah, mainstream streaming of music now is different than when we were kids.
Right? Jesse, right?
So what inspired you to become a DJ?
I've always had music on anything I'm doing. Like, I've always had a set of headphones anywhere I go. I've always played music if I'm out working on my car. Like, this is going to sound funny, but I went to the salvage yard probably 25 years ago or so and pulled out a head unit. They had a sale on parts that was 50% off, so the head unit was $10. I pulled out a head unit out of a Pontiac Fiero that still worked. So I pulled it out, and I pulled out the two 6x9 speakers from the doors. I got these boxes that I had stuff stored in, cardboard boxes. Put the speaker in there, screwed it in, put hot glue around it. Basically, made my own garage system, and used the put a power inverter in there from 120 to 12 volt. Put put that head unit inside of a cardboard box. I had it all ran. I had one speaker on this side of the garage, one speaker on that side, and I just plug it in, turn on the head unit, and I'd listen to the radio, no matter what I'm doing. And I've always had music doing no matter what. My wife hates it because she wants to sit in the car and just listen to the road noise. I'll go to sleep. Give me some music. But I'll have my headphones when I'm mowing the lawn. I'll come out here and, like I was telling you earlier, I'll hook a speaker up and I'll listen to music on the pool. I'll just play the radio. Whatever plays on the radio, if I like the song and I think it's going to be a hit somewhere, I'll put it on one of my playlists. I've just always had music, and I'm thinking, because some songs sound similar to others. For example, Jessica Simpson and I just lost it. But Jessica Simpson made a remake of one of Brian White. No, Brian. No. Shit, I don't know. That I Think You're in Love with Me, or I Think I'm in Love with You. That music is from another song of the 80s. And she remade it, and I'm like, wait, that sounds just like, no, it can't be. So I listened to that one, and then I went to YouTube and listened to that one. I was like, that is perfect. And sure enough, I can pick out stuff like that, and I can, go back and forth with it. And my wife is always the same way. But a song plays on the radio, and I'll start singing lyrics of a completely different song. And she's like, just stop it. Let me listen to the song. So I'll change it up a little bit, and I'm thinking, how can I actually do that in person? And sure enough, I bought a DDJ 400 and downloaded Rekordbox, and I'm like, oh, I can actually do this in person. And it spiraled to what it is now. And it's fun.
So if you pulled up your playlist right now and played songs for us, what are your top 5 songs on your playlist?
Top 5. Usher's Yeah. That's a gimme. And then to go from there, off the top of my head, I don't know. I usually play by BPM. So let me run and look.
Oh no, I'm not talking on your Rekordbox or your Serato. I'm talking about on your phone when you're out there mowing the grass or swimming naked in the pool.
Nobody said anything about naked. That's when the sun goes down. But I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a top 5 on my phone. I've got 4,000 songs on my phone, and I just hit play and shuffle. If I don't like the song, I'll go to the next one. If I'm not okay with the song and it doesn't fit the mood, I'll just shuffle to the next one. So top 5 wouldn't really be an option, just because my shuffle list it'll go from Fleetwood Mac to John Denver, and then Beastie Boys. It's back and forth, and I groove to it all. I'm out here singing. I was mowing a couple weeks ago, and I'm out here singing to the Beatles, and my wife is just sitting there watching me. And I turn and look, and I see her, and I pull my headphones down. She's like, "Are you singing to the Beatles?" Mm-hmm. And so, Jan, what's up? So it's more of, I'll listen to everything. I don't necessarily have a favorite song or a favorite top 5. I have a favorite music, and it's everything. I mean, my wife listens to opera. I don't care for it. I'm trying to remix Andrea Bocelli into something, but I haven't quite figured that one out yet. And I'll get there. I'll figure something out with that.
Oh, we'll be waiting for that. So if you could redo one thing in life, what would that be?
And Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because
I didn't say it
redoing
was going to be easy.
that, redoing the one I want to say, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. On the other chance, on the offset, I would also be a lot more. I would have a lot more money. So I don't know. Probably stayed in the army longer. I mean, I'm out. I'm working on a military base, and every time I see him walking in formation or cadence, I'm like, oh, I miss it. I want to go back, but being 40, I can't. So it is what it is, and you know the feeling.
No, that's me. I did my 4 years and got out. And I look back and I've got guys that I went to basic training with that are still in and not even retired. I'm like, where could I be if I
Yep.
did my 20 years and retired? But hey, I didn't. We're here now. We're having
Yep.
fun, and that's what matters.
I would have retired next year. Next year would be my 20th year. But, you know,
So we got to know a little bit about you. Now we're going to get into some fun times. And I just want to know what is in this bucket.
that is the that is amber ale. I brew my beer sometimes.
So you brew your beer. We didn't know that. But look, I found a picture, and now we do.
I've got that's all my beer kit back there. Got all my goodies back there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll
Nice.
pull out the pot and I'll put my hops in it and my flavoring packets and all that good stuff. And then when I put it in the first bottle, that was actually the after I boiled it, I added more water to it and made it up to 5 gallons, and that was putting it in the second jug to ferment. So I added my yeast to the second jug, and then set it in between 70 and 74 degrees for about 3 weeks, just so it got fermented and good to go. Then I bottled it, and the yeast mixed with the hops creates carbonation, and so when you pop it, you get But I don't have a kegerator yet, so I can't actually put it in a keg and add CO2 to it. But I just have to let it sit, let time work its magic. But yeah, I brew my beer.
So I saw a lot of pictures on your Facebook. Obviously, this is where I got these from. A lot of food, a lot of cooking, a lot of grilling. Got me a little hungry. So, do you have a go-to snack?
um great value chicken crackers. I know that sounds cheesy, but it's like chicken biscuits, but with more flavoring, and they're cheaper. And then a can of cheese on it. Oh,
Mhm.
nom nom nom. It makes life different.
So, what is your favorite kind of cereal?
I don't eat cereal actually. I haven't had cereal in 18 years. I haven't had milk in about
All right,
10.
so are you a Pepsi or a Coke guy?
Dr. Pepper. I guess that would be considered a Coke product. So yes, it'd be Coke.
Domino's or Pizza Hut?
Domino's, because Pizza Hut likes to burn their shit. It's always crunchy. Everything.
Burger King or McDonald's?
I would prefer Burger King, but McDonald's coffee is better. It's not great, but it's better.
So you're a coffee drinker.
I make my own iced coffee. I make my own frappuccinos, lattes, espressos. We have a Ninja homebrew system that can do it all with a little frother thing. Yeah. It's great too.
So what can't you do, Bobo?
Identify stars. That's kind of a problem for me. I just look pretty.
Okay.
I can
All right,
pretty.
so I'm gonna go ahead and open up the chat for any questions. So, chat, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask for DJ Bobo, go ahead and put them in the chat. Let's keep them rated for TikTok. No politics and no religion. But any questions you have for Bobo, go ahead and put them in the chat for me, please.
Absolutely.
We'll ask them.
I mean, I don't have issues answering questions. It's just some of them are they're going to be more broad than anything. You got my Hawaiian hat and my son's 13th birthday glasses. That's great. Another pool. I was actually sitting in front of the pool, facing the pool with my shop in the background.
So DJ Jesse James asks, what's the biggest party you've ever done?
It wasn't me 100%. It was me with another DJ, and we swapped 15-minute sets at a Marine Corps ball. And there was probably 200 Marines in there in that battalion. And I've actually got a video on my TikTok further down. But I've never had that much fun DJing. Nightclubs, just fine. 100, 150 people in a nightclub, play whatever the hell I want, it's perfect. Marine Corps ball hit different. People there were different. They jammed to anything. They were dancing the YMCA. Like, I mean, come on. But I've had big parties. I've had small birthday parties. I've had country redneck birthday parties. I've had homeschool proms. I've done Christian rap, Christian hip hop, normal hip hop like I normally do, mixed in with everything else and everything at altitude. All of that experience combined, I would have to say the Marine Corps ball would be the biggest and the best party I've ever done.
It's not how many, it's how much fun.
Exactly.
Teddy Payne wants to know, Bobo, what playlist you bringing in for work lunch tomorrow?
Ted, I can bring in my small speaker, and I'm not going to bring my mixer or my big stuff, but I'll bring in a small speaker, and we can Bluetooth some stuff and turn it up a little bit. Playlist, I think I can
Friday, fun day at work.
Well, it's our Memorial Day cookout, so we're going to have about 3 hours downtime, eating and cooking and just hanging out. So yeah, I'll bring in a playlist of my 80s, 90s, and 2000s rock and hip hop and stuff. So I got you, Ted.
All right, so No Drama wants to know, how old were you when you started DJing?
38. It's 2 years ago, 2022. I decided to buy my controller. The wife gave me permission, and then I bought a small. Hold on. I bought this from Home Depot for $29, and started DJing right over here. Some of my first videos you'll see on TikTok are on that workbench right there. You'll see my face.
Yep.
And yeah, some of my first videos are from there. And that's how I started. I was doing dance.
Bobo may be the first DJ to say that he bought his first speaker from Home Depot.
And then I went to Sam's and bought 4. So 4 bigger speakers.
So Chan wants to know, what is your feeling on Tupac?
That's a toughie because I don't want to get too into politics with that one. He was definitely murdered. Obviously, the news said so. But I think it was the rival East Coast, West Coast hip hop groups. In my opinion, it was East Coast, West Coast, Snoop, Big East. They all feuded back and forth, thinking who was going to be the bigger and badder person. They just made Tupac an example, and I'll leave it at that. Supposedly they got the killer, but
Well, I'm going to elaborate on it a little bit more.
took them what 30 years to find them. Like,
So, with everything coming out with P. Diddy now, do you think he had something to do with it?
I maybe. Chances are, in the next couple of years, they're probably going to put something on him. But he was still brand new to the game. He was still just trying to get started under their wings. So, I mean, you got to look at where the cards lie. Him getting started could have been an initiation type thing. Nobody knows. They're all quiet, and they're going to stay quiet, like the mafia. So,
So I think DJ YYC has a question in the chat, and I think it comes from when you were talking about your BPMs earlier. Why do you only focus on BPMs, and why do you find it hard to do requests at certain BPMs? And I think that's part of that conversation where the kids were asking you for different songs earlier.
I try and keep a mood. So if I'm playing dance remixes, for example, excuse me. So Ferrari is 125 beats per minute. And it's an upbeat song. Kids love it. But you can't jump straight from drum and bass 125 beats per minute to 80 to 90 beats per minute and just flip a switch. You can't do it. Some people can. I haven't figured out how. Maybe echo and turn it up and back. I mean, there's probably a way, but I haven't actually practiced that quite a bit. But I can go from 135 to 93 with two different songs, and they fit perfectly. But so, for example, on that one, Pretty Young Thing, Michael Jackson, at the end of it, or towards the end of it, about 3 minutes in, you hear a high-pitched voice saying, I wanna. So if you loop that and you slow it down to 92 or 93, I'm not sure which one this is, but as you're playing it, let it repeat a couple of times, and then take the instrumental out, take the bass out, slow it down, and then you can go straight into Good Life by Kanye West. And that's how you can transition to that with those two specific songs. That's the only one I've learned. Now, I'm sure there's more. I can go from 140 to 70. Easy. Because, double beat matching. I haven't quite mastered the 3/4 beat matching yet. But as far as playing Ferrari and then going to Pretty Girls Walk, which is 90, 93 or 94, that's a challenge. Unless you go start with vocals and you can backspin Ferrari out or stop it at vocals, echo it out, and then start with vocals, then that's a possibility. But you're also going to change the mood of the song, the room instantly. So they're up beating 125 beats per minute, and then you go to 90 and you're like, boom, boom, boom. So you've got to keep the vibe and you've got to keep the beats up and slowly bring them down, in my opinion. Or you can bring them up. So if you're at 130 beats per minute, you can bring them up to 140, and you can bring in a 70 beat per minute song, and now you're back down to slower beats, and you can skip up a little bit more. I just don't like to quickly transition and play track after track because it sounds like just a regular playlist. I don't want to be a playlist. If you're hiring me as your DJ, I'm making sure I'm not a playlist. I'll play the songs you want, but I'll put them in my order to make, number one, to make me feel comfortable, and number two, to keep the vibe going. So if I play a random slow song at a nightclub, or a song that's not so popular at a nightclub, the nightclub's going to make money because these people are going to dance to it. They're going to go to the bar. Cool, go to the bar. I'll play that song, and then I'll bring in shots. Well, they're back to the bar. So now they're going to get more shots. So the bar makes more money, I make more money, and it goes back and forth. It just depends on on the mood, on the vibe. Like, you have to watch the crowd and you have to watch where your BPMs are playing. I don't necessarily mix in key just because I don't think a lot of songs sound good mixed in key together. Because I tried Clint Black with another hip hop beat, and I tried the same key, and Clint Black sounded like a chipmunk. You want Clint Black to sound like Clint Black, not a chipmunk. So I go by BPM 98% of the time.
So if you could open up for one artist, who would that be?
As a DJ, I would love to open up for Jazzy Jeff. And I say that because I grew up watching him. I saw him mix on the old school turntables, and I thought it was mesmerizing. I didn't know how he understood music, how he did that. Like, he had individual beats programmed to his keypads and everything, and I'm just like mesmerized every time I saw him and Will Smith mess around. So if I was to open up for anybody, I think it would be Jazzy Jeff. Because I could bring in Fresh Prince, Will Smith comes running out, I go off stage, Jazzy Jeff comes on and takes over. Like, that would be ideal. Tipsy, what's good, bro? What's good?
So speaking of that, New Kids on the Block, I think TLC or Salt and Pepper, one of them, and DJ Jazzy Jeff is coming up here by me in New York this summer.
Nice.
And we plan on going to it.
Nice. So it was it's not New Kids on the Block, it's who was that? Yeah, I just saw it. Crap, let me look. I just saw it. I heard it on the radio today. So let me figure out. Yeah, New Kids on the Block, Paula Abdul, and Jazzy Jeff is coming to Raleigh on July 28th here. So I would love to go to that too.
Yo, you're right. That's right. It's Paul Abdul. That's who it is. Yeah, that's coming to us. Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming up to Raleigh in July here, and I was like, oh, I want to go so bad. But I'm sure those tickets are going to be $300 or $400 a piece. At Homeschool Prom about a month ago, month and a half, something like that.
So they're actually not too bad up here by us.
Nice, Tipsy.
They're like $35-$40.
Oh, that ain't bad at all.
So what event was this at?
That was the Homeschool Prom that I DJ'd. You can see one of my cheesy lights down here in the corner, but it put the little dots up top like you see on the back of mine sometimes, and set the mood. I had lights all the way around the room. They lit up the string lights up there, and we just partied all night. Or 8 to 11 or 7 to 10. I'm not sure. One of the two. So, I got a question for you. But I'll hold off until you're done with your questions.
Oh. Teddy has a question for me in the chat. I am in upstate New York, just south of Syracuse. So I do have a couple more questions for you, Bobo.
Okay.
Are you looking to upgrade your controller with all this new technology coming out, or are you comfortable staying with your controller?
I'm going to eventually upgrade to the Flex 10, just because it does both software. Because we at Dream we have another DJ named John that he runs the Flex 10. And there is so much stuff you can do with that thing. And I want to get it, but I'm going to have to upgrade my computer first before I can get that. So I got about $4,000 worth of purchases I need to do. And then I got to learn the controller and figure out all this other stuff. But I'm still going to run the Flex 6. I'm still going to run this Dinosaur until I can get familiar with the Flex 10 when I buy it. And you made me lose my question. Damn it. Never mind. I forgot my question.
Yes.
Uh,
So, speaking of computer upgrade, is all your music on the internal hard drive, or do you have external hard drives in case your computer crashes and you don't lose your music?
no, I've got two hard drives. I got one here, and I've got a backup inside that I've still got to go through. And once I go through it completely and get all the pictures and all the videos and stuff off of it, that's going to be from my backup computer. So when I go to gigs, I'm going to have this one set up the way it sits, and I'll have the other one plugged up underneath in my shelf, ready to go. Just in case something happens, I Bluetooth a song to my mixer, and then I can quickly swap computers and go from there. I just got to get the other one up to par to where I need it to be for cue points and uh, loops and stuff like that. Load all the songs, get them analyzed, et cetera, et cetera. The tedious task.
So, how long have you been DJing at the trampoline place?
A year and a half. Yeah, I'm going on a year and a half on this one. I've missed about a dozen nights just because of other parties and other gigs and stuff. The Christmas parade, Ted, I don't know. We're not doing that.
Yeah, I used to when I lived in Florida. I DJ'd at a ice skating rink, and I was up in the booth up atop over the controlled all the lights and everything, and
Yeah.
that was every Friday, Saturday night. Took a lot away from the family and stuff. Like it's
Yep.
a lot of work.
But I mean, that extra money is phenomenal. Like we're going to Europe next year. This is part of it. This is helping. So it works. It works.
Going to Europe might have to hold off on the Flex 10 for a minute.
Now I am. Yeah, absolutely. Ted, I'm sure you got the video. You got videos of everything.
All right, Bobo, I have no more questions.
Anybody in the chat?
I want to thank you for coming on as the first guest. If anybody in the chat has any more questions for Bobo, please put them down there. We'll be doing this every Thursday night from 8 to 9, and I'll work on my technicalities over here a little bit. I checked everything before I went live, and when you go live, it just didn't work right.
Tipsy, you got any questions? Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Like, I don't know if it was just your
Tipsy,
main.
I know it's a little too early for you.
He's still sleeping. So I'm gonna mix live for probably about an hour or so. After this.
All right, so he does have a question. What was your first controller? He thinks it was the DJ 400.
Absolutely it was. It was. I upgraded the Flex 6 last year, and significant upgrade, 4 channels. I've used 4 channels maybe a handful of times, but I keep a scratch on channel 1. No, 1, 2, 3. A scratch on channel 3, and I keep a DJ drop on channel 5 or channel 4. But 2 and 3 or 2 and 4. Hold on. 1 and 2 are the songs I mix. 3 and 4, 3's got the scratch. It's confusing, man, because 1, 2, 3, 4. It's backwards. You've got the same one, But yeah, I put a DJ drop on 4.
Yeah, well, my channel 4 is broke.
What? Already?
Oh, that's been broke for months. We won't talk about that.
It's the clicky switchy up and down.
No, I got the colored knobs and I pushed it on too hard, and I think I smushed the thing inside.
Ah, yeah. See, and I've heard that, Tipsy, but It changes the way it operates. So if I plugged up to while we were at one of our house parties and for Dream Entertainment, I plugged up to Serato on a different computer, and I tried to run it, and it ran fine. Like I mixed, I scratched, I did all the good stuff, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me get my computer. So I got mine, I set it up, unplugged it from his, and within 10 seconds plugged it up to the record box, and the Flex 6 just went nuts. Like it wasn't like the sleep mode. Like you can see the sleep mode behind me. It didn't look like that. Like there were lights blinking and like everything was going nuts. And then I tried to play a song and it didn't act right. So I unplugged it again, plugged it back up, and it was fine. So transitioning from Serato to Rekordbox was a problem for me. But other than that, I get one jog wheel that kind of recognizes my touch, kind of doesn't. But other than that, I mean, I don't have any issues with it. I mean, knock on wood, just so nothing happens.
So my right jog wheel doesn't like me at all. I have to beat on it for it to spin. This thing has been nothing but problems since I got it. The scratch samplers that Tipsy was referring to, I can't get set up on Serato.
I had the reason I'm having to go through my backup hard drive is because I had a hard drive set up for Serato and for Rekordbox. My Rekordbox hard drive was perfect, no problems. So when I plugged it up to my computer and transferred, I plugged it up to Serato. Well, I think I have the Serato hard drive now, and the Rekordbox one is in there because some of these songs, like when I loaded this one up, I just saw nothing but exclamation points. And it confused me. I'm like, wait, I just had this one plugged up. So I went through and wrote down every single song that was an exclamation point, deleted it, and I tried to reload it and reanalyze. But now it says it's impossible. It says file not found or format not supported. How am I going to change the? Like I don't know computer stuff. I know how to plug something up, figure out where it's at, and then load it up and go. Like I don't do computer programming or any of that stuff, so I don't know how to change formatting of songs or any of that stuff. I thought about going with the Rain 5 because it runs Serato and Rekordbox, but Rain is more of a Serato controller.
The Rev 5. Rev 5?
Yeah, Rev 5, that's it. But it's more, Rev and Rain are more Serato based, so putting it on Rekordbox is just not going to be anywhere consistent with what I'm comfortable with. I want to be able to, if I have to go to a club.
Yeah, I'm with Tipsy. I'm going to try to hold out for the Ran performance they got coming out.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Hey, look it up. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. But like I said, I want to get the Flex 10, just because Pioneer is more Rekordbox friendly than anything. Oh, absolutely. With their merger that they just
All
did.
right, so I want to thank you once again, DJ.
Go ahead.
DJ Bobo, for joining episode 1 of the Tales from DJ podcast. It's been a pleasure to get to know you a little bit better. I'm sure the audience has liked it too. Just to let you know what's going to happen, it's going to take me a few days. The whole video is going to be up on my YouTube, and I'll be editing it and doing captions and adding music. And then once we get that done, we'll do shorts on TikTok. So we'll have places everybody can go see the podcast and your interview. And we'll be doing this every Thursday. So I hope we can continue to support each other, the community, with the DJs.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be back every Thursday. Thank you guys again. Thanks everybody in the comments. Thank you for those gifts up there.
All right, he's gonna go live, but we gotta kick it off one last time.
DJ Hoodie J.
Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate you letting me in, brother.
All right, thank you. Have a good night, everybody.